Mike here within the Oaks, and today we're climbing this mountain, pitching a tent, checking for bear, and making some coffee. Come check it out. We're back at the A-frame, but if you can tell by the backpack, we're not staying there. I'll show you where we're going to go. So I'm currently walking down the road to get to the access point for the power line so that we can walk to the top of the mountain. It's definitely bear country, and I don't know if we're going to see any black bear, but if we do, I am prepared. But let's just hope we don't have to do anything with it. The idea is to climb to the top of that. Might not seem that high because that's a false peak. The actual top of the mountain is behind it where this big power line sits. We're dealing with tall grass, possible bears, lots of snakes probably. So let's see what happens. So as I walk up this tall grass, I'm not too concerned about a bear. We are in bear country, but if they hear you coming, they'll run away. The things that won't are snakes. There are rattlesnakes around here. There are copperhead snakes around here. So this normal 45-minute trip, it may take a little longer. Not sure what that is. Some type of egg, but don't know what. Don't think a chicken would be way up here. I'm going to apologize now for the heavy breathing. There's going to be a lot of it. We were down there by that metal telephone pole about 10 minutes ago. We have all that to go. Here's the second stage. It might not look that bad, but it's pretty vertical. So we're about to step out of the shade and into the sun, right where snakes would like to be, right before the sun sets. Getting that last bit of sun before heading home. So we'll see if we can find any. As you can see, I'm not going very fast. It's a pretty steep incline. So I've walked all of that. And that is the goal, the top of there. Those birds of prey aren't very reassuring, are they? Forgot my hiking stick. So we'll improvise and use a regular stick. The original version, making sure we're not surprised by anything. So I made it to the bottom of this. The easy part's over, now it's time for the hard part. I'm already sweating. And it's 6:56. Sun sets a little after 8, so I have a little over an hour to make it to the top of that and set up camp and film all of it. So enough chatting, more moving. Looks like we're gonna have to go through waist-high stuff. Not ideal in springtime. This is taking me a lot longer than I anticipated. The breeze feels nice though. Just a little bit more to go. Whew, almost to the top. At one point my heart rate was 144. I guess that's good, I don't know. All right, we're about to come up to the top. ish. Hey bear, that's the other side. It's one side, there's the other. And we're going up there. Or possibly down there, I don't know yet. So they must have been up here and recently put in these poles because this is somewhat new. The old pole stumps are back there. And I know that these are new because I've been up here before, and these poles had bear claw marks in them. And I think this new one does. You can see right here, all those scratches. And that's about, I don't know, maybe 6 feet off the ground. I don't know if that's fur. You can zoom in and see that. It looks like black bear fur to me. I don't see any other ones. The mark's way up there. There's where they splintered it. Yeah, that definitely looks like some black bear fur. I don't see any scat. We're going to be loud enough. And hopefully if there's any in the area, they'll be gone. All right, I think I found the spot. I'm going to try to set up camp right here. This is the most level spot I found around the whole area. Plenty of noisemakers behind us in case something should come that way. If anything comes this way, hopefully it's loud enough that I can hear it. So I'm going to go ahead and start setting up camp. That was quite a hike. As I'm setting up the chair, let you guys know this is my first time camping in this area. Not my first time in the area though. I do hunt this area almost every year. The first day of rifle for whitetail, I usually come up the mountain and hike back that way a little bit and sit down and fall asleep. I mean hunt just a little bit. So I'm familiar with the area, just never camped up here. So this will be a first time and you guys are along for the ride. There we go. I think camp is set up. It's time to relax. So right now it's 7:44, so it took me an hour actually to the minute. Wow, it took me an hour to walk from the A-frame from our cabin up the mountain and set up camp. It's not too bad. As you can see, camp is back there. What a view. Check out that view. So I was just walking around here, checking out the scenery, checking out the sights. And wouldn't you know it, it looks like bear scat to me. It looks kind of dry. I don't know that it's all that fresh, but they're around. All right, so change of plans. I got to relocate this tent because of that widowmaker right there. It's hung up in that tree just a little bit up there, but as you can see, it's a little windy up here tonight and I'm not trying to make any widows around here. So I'm gonna relocate this and then I'll bring you guys back. All right, so I moved in a little bit. There's that tree that was leaning, and if it would have fell, it would have fell right there where I was, and that would have been lights out for me. 'Cause my head was up here, right in this area, right here. And tree comes down, boom, lights out. So I moved back a little bit into the woods a little more. We're just gonna hang out here and wait for night to fall. Oh, yeah. Oh man, what a hike. Took an hour to set up, and then I had to move the tent back here, so, but it's fine. I think we're better situated here anyway. The longer I sit here, the windier it gets, and the more creaks I hear from that dead leaning tree. So I think it was a smart move to move in here. I didn't notice it when I first set up, or I wouldn't have set up there. But I'm gonna keep making noise, keep talking loud. So if there are any black bear in the area, they'll hear me and just leave me alone for the night. I'm only passing through. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's creaking. This is not a bad view out the front door here. So the plan for this overnight is just that, just to come up here and hang out and spend the night someplace that I haven't. I'm not going to cook anything. I didn't want to bring any food up here. I got a late start, and I still want to cook or in an area where I don't know the bear population situation too well. So I'm just going to hang out, wait for night to come, wake up tomorrow, make some coffee, and then head down off the mountain because I actually have to be at work at 8 o'clock. So I'm going to set my alarm for probably 5 to get up, make coffee, and head out of here. I'm guessing it's going to take me a lot less time to get back to the A-frame than it did to get up here. So I know earlier I said that I have to leave here early in the morning to go to work. I actually work from home. A little bit about me, I work for a healthcare company and I work in IT. So as long as I have an internet connection, I'm able to work. So this summer, we finally got, as you know, Starlink, and I'm able to use Starlink at our A-frame cabin, and I can do my job from there. So I'm very fortunate to have that. So for me, anywhere is the office. I guess technically I could work from here if I would have brought everything up, but that might look a little odd in meetings. So tomorrow I'll have to work all day, and then the family's actually coming up. They'd stayed back one night, and they'll be coming up tomorrow, and we're just gonna have a regular. I'll work Friday from the cabin as well, and then we'll just have a regular weekend at our A-frame. We're very blessed to have that. It's definitely been a blessing to our family. Get to spend time with the boys. They get to be out in stuff like this. Really try to raise them the right way. It's kind of how I was raised. We always had a cabin to go to. Even when we were in between cabins growing up, we made it work. We went to a friend's cabin or a relative's cabin or something. So it's definitely something that I want to give my boys, because it's a piece of me that I want them to have. Just like riding dirt bikes is. Actually, our oldest has a race this Saturday. I might film a little bit of that to see him. It's pretty cool watching them grow up and get into what they want to do. Our youngest is still in t-ball, but he wants to do soccer. He also wants to do flag football. So navigating that has been very interesting. So yeah, it's about, oh, my watch died. 8:15. It's 8:15 right now, and last I checked it was about 70 degrees, but it's starting to cool off. I'm probably not going to do a fire tonight. I do have my little lantern that I'll break out if it gets too dark, but for right now I'm just going to hang back, and I'll bring you back when it gets a little darker. Right, so it's about 9:10 at night. It's definitely getting darker out, definitely getting windier out. These lights are attracting a lot of bugs, so probably not going to talk for too much longer, but this tree is really moving. I'm so glad I moved my tent. Got a little fire maple lantern here. Keeps some light around the campsite, something that's not so blinding like the flashlight, but definitely attracting bugs. It's quiet. so quiet. Weather for tonight's supposed to be in the mid 60s overnight and just a little bit of wind. But again, we're up here on top of a mountain, so it's a little more windy up here than it is down there. All right, well, if I don't see you later on tonight, I'll see you in the morning.
Good morning. Wow, look at that view.
Well, good morning, everybody. So last night I did not sleep that well, I'm going to be honest. I was up probably about a dozen times between the noises and the wind and things like that. Plus, I didn't pick a very flat spot to pitch the tent, so I kept sliding a little bit. So didn't see any bear, didn't hear any bear. There was something rustling around the tent last night. It sounded like something small. But the next thing is to pack up and head to work. Looks like some old pieces of the former power line. If I had to guess, it's still very windy up here. I'm gonna take my time going down. Just scared some deer. They're coming right out of that little clearing over there, ran back in. All right, well, we made it down for the most part. I have a little more to go, but the rocks are over with at least. Now it's just semi-flat until it's not. All right, the second part's done. Now all we have to do is finish this last part. If you can see, but there's some turkey down there. Well, that'll wrap up this video. If you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing. Until next time, I'll see you in the Oaks. You can see, but there's a deer standing right there at the edge of the woods. See how close we can get. Oh, that didn't take long.